Oh, I forgot my glasses. I need my glasses to do this interview. Why don't you just get it from my office? Yeah?
Oopsie, but no problem. Borzo delivers anything, anywhere in the same city. Same day, yes, even a forgotten specs. Watch this. In the meantime, you take one coffee break. Borzo's superheroes zoom through Mumbai traffic. While the specs is flying down, Vikram talks to the Borzo heroes. Take a look.
तो मतलब क्रेजी सिटी है ऐसा हुआ है आपके साथ के मतलब
होते रहता है, हर 4-5 दिन में होते रहता है वो। ऐसे कोई भी ऑर्डर लगा तो कस्टमर को आधा घंटा पहले ऑर्डर करना चाहिए, लेकिन वो तुरंत ऑर्डर करते हैं कि हमको बहुत ही फास्ट चाहिए, बहुत अर्जेंट चाहिए, प्लीज़ आप अपना करिए। और ऑर्डर के नीचे अपना जो मेंशन करते थे, वेरी वेरी फास्ट।
कस्टमर हमारे माइंड सेट ये रहता है कि फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी कस्टमर की होती है कि उसको लेट ना हो।
लेकिन ये बोर्जो ऐसा है कि आप हर ऑर्डर को अपने पसंद से उठाओ, ऐसा और कोई अदर कंपनी में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। ऐसा है, वो ऑर्डर देगी तो करो, अगर तुम ऑर्डर नहीं लोगे तो आईडी तुम्हारी ब्लॉक हो जाएगी, और अगर तुम ऑर्डर को विड्रॉ करोगे तो 3 घंटा आपको रुकना पड़ेगा। मेरा ये रिक्वेस्ट रहेगा बोर्जो से कि रात के 9 बजे के बाद भी आप अपना चैट सपोर्ट ऑन रखो, क्योंकि राइडर रात तक भी काम करते हैं।
Specs delivered in minutes. Borzo comes to the save.
All right. Oh, finally. Thank you, sir. Thank you. मेरी आंखें जैसे वापस आ गई हो। शुक्रिया. Thank you.
Thanks.
Borzo has done the trick for me. This is what fast delivery is all about, right?
It's your service.
At my service, clearly. Thank you. Now we can start the interview. So when you talk about on-demand delivery in a busy city like Mumbai, when you forget things, when you need something really quickly, you start banking on those apps, and some of them really do the trick for you, like they did for me today. So when you're talking about one of them, it is Borzo. It was earlier called WeFast, and we're about to talk to the global CEO, Alina Kisina, is with us. Alina, such a pleasure having you with us on NDTV Profit. Welcome.
Thanks. Hi, I am Alina Kisina, and I am CEO of the company Borzo WeFast.
Nice to have you. Alina, you've moved base from Moscow to Mumbai, and of course, as far as your personal journey is concerned, you've been with DHL, you've kind of seen how the delivery business works in this country as opposed to many other geographies that your company has been in and is currently. So you talk about it, Turkey, you talk about Brazil, all these markets you're familiar with. I want to understand from you, when you have tech-driven delivery and it's on demand, it's quick, it's something that a fast-paced city like Mumbai needs, but how are we different from the other geographies where you've been present or you've had experience in?
Oh, totally different. So first of all, let's start with people and culture, yeah? As soon as you start any business, you first have to consider actually which country you come and people and culture. Second point is just like about population. So India is very high populated, and Mumbai is crazy in terms of traffic. You have to be very creative. By the way, just like even tech cannot predict Mumbai traffic. You have to be very creative in that. The other point is the India manpower country, yeah? So whenever you have, just like in any country, you have one person, just like doing the task. In India, it might be 5. And you have to deal with that. You have just like to somehow understand it. The other thing is just like clients, yeah? So because in India, there are huge number of SME clients, and you have also to consider that, because any housewife in Indian just home or house cooks, makes something and just sells it.
Yeah.
And that's where we need just to help her. So that's why just like it's a complex of thing. The puzzle is too complicated in India, but as soon as you match that puzzle, yeah, as soon as you complete it, it's an amazing picture. It's a beautiful picture of huge potential.
So the potential is huge, and as far as the puzzle is concerned, how much have you been able to bring it together? Right now, we're at a stage where we're still discovering, and many of these apps that we're talking about, they feel like startups. So do you feel like a startup, though you have a global presence, though you started in Russia, and of course, then that presence kind of increased, the global footprint went larger. Now that you're in India, and this is your growth market right now, so I'm just wondering how that entire space has changed for you.
Yeah. So actually you asked a very good question, because when I took the company as a CEO in 2024, I understood that we need to make a transformation.
Yeah.
Why? Because we already started to operate like an operating company, which means that we started to lose that flavor of speed and everything, yeah, that energetic vibe that our industry requires. And as soon as India itself is vibrant and so much diverse, I had to do that both with people and transformation in tech. What it means that being an operational company, we need to just put that startup feeling and startup vibe, which means just like experimenting. Whenever just you do, if you fail, just take another thing to experiment.
Right.
That is why I told you today that even if we're talking today about one thing, it might change drastically tomorrow.
Yes.
And of course, just like being in the country with huge potential, you have to be very fast. Otherwise, just next time or just next day, you will be copy-paste or whatever. Yeah, that means being fast, sense of urgency, very just like, you should have endurance, because just like your run starts today, yeah, you should be a sprinter, but with the endurance of marathoner. It's kind of that, yeah.
So that's a big ask, but trust is an important factor. And here you're talking about people who are counting on you. There will be cancellations, and people can be very demanding as well when you're talking about the kind of competition that you have. So letting go of one app and picking another comes easy to us as long as the job of delivery gets done. So in that sense, also the difficulty is quite large, and trust is at the bottom
Yes.
of it. So there is something that you need to associate with the brand, that it is about fast deliveries. And again, you've changed the name. From WeFast, you made it Borzo. I don't know where Borzo came from. WeFast still made a lot of sense because there is quickness in that. So what
Right.
was the thought behind it when you're trying to build a brand which kind of resonates with that trust element?
Very good question. I would put it into two things. First thing is about trust. Yes, trust is actually key. It's key everywhere, yeah, in a family, in your personal life, in your career, and especially in India. In India, trust is actually key to the success. And the more just like you build the trust, the more you will succeed. Regarding the brand name, if I may say that we made a mistake. It's all the time just good to accept that at some point of time, the company made a mistake. When we were rebranding, the idea of rebranding under Borzo was to have one, just let's say, global name, umbrella name, and to put companies, just like to put our countries under one global name, Borzo. Borzo originated from the name of Russian pedigree, so brand dog, Borzaya, which means fast. It's an elegant dog, hunting dog, but it's very fast. WeFast is actually about, it correlated with India a lot. We, that's family, that's we. It's not me, yeah, or whatever. It's just like family. WeFast, most people now use it as a verb. Let's WeFast it. But when we made that pivot to Borzo, 3 years we were struggling, either WeFast or Borzo. We kind of found a compromise solution now. It's Borzo WeFast. I hope we didn't break that trust or whatever, because trust is also about just like accepting fault,
Yes.
accepting mistakes.
Yes, absolutely. So when you talk about quick deliveries, there is technology at the heart of it, and that's how it has been, and now it is going to grow. And now AI is becoming such a huge part, Alina, of everything that we do that is, about quickness. It's about getting the right answers. It's about being able to do things more efficiently. So when you talk about the delivery business, how are you doing it more efficiently using AI? Is that something that empowers your business, and is it going to be a disruptor in many ways as well for what can follow in this line of business?
Let me give you my perspective. Yeah, whatever happens on the market, there is usually a boost and kind of vibe and hype around just things. Yeah, I don't like extremes. I think that everything should be balanced, and we treat AI as something that might help us to kill routinous tasks. Whatever you have repeated tasks where you don't need a human touch, you might substitute it. This year we adopted a strategy. We just like wanted to flavor or just like to put AI, yeah, that might be just, let's say, the skeleton of some processes. the founder of our business, Mikey, he created an AI agent, Raj. Raj is currently helping us to check our operators' chats and actually just see whether they are whether they stick to the script. This is one part that we implemented. We also went a bit further. We started to analyze each process where we might just put AI agents, because actually it's another point. As soon as you have an AI agent, is it your employee? Then you should have just like HR also there. And we also created a project in marketing. Now just like AI agent, they also checks our marketing activities and gives us recommendation.
Okay.
I believe, yeah, that really they might substitute some tasks, but not for 100% human, yeah. So people will still need human voice or whatever, human interaction, human touch. So we are very just, let's say, cautious, accurate, and balanced in terms of AI.
I find it interesting that you say that, because now is the age of robotics as well, and we're talking about drones making deliveries, and it's happening in certain parts of the world. Yes, you can't do that in India right now, but that's likely to change too. So that entire business model of deliveries, is that going to change in a big way?
I think so. Yeah, it's going to be changed, but I'd better observe and look how it's going to be changed. There is still something, yeah, that will never be changed. That is just like a delivery boy, yeah, and just let's say algorithms. I'd better just put a bet on the algorithms at the back of our tech that will help people, robots or whatever, yeah, to make it more efficient.
So now that you're talking about bringing in all of this, and there are certain pivots that you need to do to be able to survive in a certain business landscape, there is a lot of competition, and you must assess that for us and tell us where you stand, because your market share is going to be an important piece for future investors, for people who are interested in your line of work and would be interested in investing to see that business grow as well. So how are you going to position yourself to be able to say that, look, we do this differently as opposed to our competitors?
Yeah.
Because there are so many in the logistics business, but I don't see you in the warehousing space. So there is a different business model in the delivery space that you're creating for yourself. How would you define it, and how are you pegging it to your investors?
First of all, it's very good that there is competition, because competition usually makes you in a very good fit. You actually have just like to chase, to look, to observe, and be in a very good shape. That's very good. Second point, we learn from each other. Yeah, whatever is done, yeah, you learn and see if you can just adapt the same in your company. But in terms of just, let's say, what differentiates us and how we should be, and what is the market share? From differentiator factor, I think that one thing that I would just like put on stake, that's trust and security, especially in India. That's very much important, yeah, that people trust you and they actually need that security delivery. That point number one. Then we just like do some features that differentiate us from other players, like cash on delivery, okay?
Right.
That is something that Indian players, logistic players, they don't like to go into. And I see huge demand for that because clients come and ask. Regarding the market share, I would tell you like that. Might be just my answer is not that popular or whatever, but the idea of us is not to take the huge. There is Mercedes. What is the Mercedes market share? Yeah, and there is just like Honda, also Kia, all trusted brands. Yeah, but whatever just like people choose. I think that I would better stick to our DNA, which is serving SME clients and helping them just to grow their business. That is where we want to stay. And currently, let's say, compared to just, let's say, Porter or whatever, yeah, we have different shares based on the location. Like in Mumbai, we are on par. On Delhi, we lose to Porter. Yeah, that means just like that we have a way to grow. That's actually like that.
So it's interesting that, you know, a global player will look at the same business differently than a homegrown brand. So when you talk about Porter, do you think they have an edge over here? Because they understand this landscape better. You come with a global mindset. Does that work for you, or does it work against you for a market like India in particular? Because you're saying there's a difference in different cities as well.
Yes.
In India, in Mumbai, in Delhi, the entire culture can change. So India is a difficult market to crack. So do you need to be a homegrown player, or do you think global scale, your pricing power, all of that works in your favor?
You know, might be local players, they, to a certain extent, they have that, just let's say, benefits, yeah, of being a local player. But still, Porter, they started just entering Turkey, let's say, or other countries, yeah? So it's just like homegrown, yeah, but they still want to go global. Why? We are global, but we want to just be local, yeah? That's a mixture of. And I think that's the beauty of the business, that actually whatever you might bring, what we can bring to India, we might bring that efficiency.
Right.
We know how to operate on efficient level. India is all about, you know, manpower, more people, whatever to engage, while we know how to make it efficient. What we can learn from India is just like another thing. So it's a journey, yeah? You bring something, you take something. And that's what I really like about India and any country you come.
So you give something and you take something. What are you hoping to take away from this country? Because I understand that this is a business that originated elsewhere, and it's a business model that you have brought in to India and taken it to different other geographies as well. But now what is the end game over here? How do you kind of scale the business? Because this kind of business is also capital intensive, though you've gone asset light. So what is the end game on the business front for you?
So first, we still want to just be asset light because we are self-funded. That's just actually our agenda. But as I told, just like the bride is ready for the marriage. Just we have a very good establishment here, yeah, that just very good and efficient operations, flavored with AI, peppered with AI, yeah. So and now, yeah, we are ready just to have an M&A or exit. Why exit? Because the board members and the investors, they are more than 7 years. It's already 10 years, yeah, that they are with us. And they want to just money back. Yeah, that's very simple. And
why do they want the money back?
It just, you know, because actually other countries, we need to grow other countries. We are such that we cannot defocus or just like focus on each country. We have to have a certain focus. India is just, since 2023, it's been on our focus and radar, yeah? We made a kind of beautiful business here, and it's ready, just like we are ready to pass it.
So it's something that you've done in Russia. So can you draw a corollary for us? Because I understand that your business in Russia is something that you sold off as well.
Right.
Here you made WeFast, which was an existing company, which was part of Borzo. Then you integrated it. And now you're saying the bride is ready for you to kind of send off. So how have you kind of structured this? When did you see this coming, that now we need to kind of prepare and let go? Is that how you see the entire business model of delivery businesses pan out? Or do you think there is possibility of scale over here that you don't want to go into? Like you said, the logistics side of it, warehousing, many of the other players like delivery, they've been able to create that for the enterprise business. But you're saying you don't want to go in that direction.
Yes. I will explain you why. So first of all, the trigger or the very important milestone in our story is just like being profitable. And India hit profitability last year in October. Yeah, that was point one completed task that me as a CEO marked as completed. The second point is, as soon as we are self-funded and we are operating in a very commodity space, believe me, just being in that space and being just like in a highly marketing cost industry, you need to have just funds to attract funds, yet to grow like a hell. Currently, it's not possible because we are self-funded. So that's why you need to compromise. Either just you grow high volumes or you go on profitability level. We choose to just be on that profitability level, to have very solid business that operate on it just, let's say, trustedly, securely, with very efficient operations, yeah, light asset and profitable.
So
I guess that's just
a formula that you seem to have built.
Right. That's the most amazing bride on the market that you might just get married.
But you're applying this formula to India. I'm just wondering, because you have global scale, does the same kind of model work elsewhere too, like in Turkey, which is your other growth market?
Yeah, Turkey, by the way, just like it's still at a kid's age. Yeah, and we need to bring it just and to grow it. Yeah,
yes.
yeah, right.
But that's the direction that you see
yes.
these kind of businesses grow.
Yeah.
Yeah? And specifically about India, the kind of paraphernalia that you need to deck up the bride, is that very different from anywhere else? To be a perfect candidate for the right match, what would be the right match?
So the right match would be either a classical logistic company that has assets, physical assets like warehousing, yeah, just like couriers as employees, then just like other things, yeah. And we might be that serving last mile delivery, okay? Actually, what we might bring, and usually they have mostly enterprise clients. What we might bring to them, we might bring them fast on-demand delivery and totally different type of clients, SMEs. And that potential is not yet by 10% unlocked by us. It's actually huge in India, yeah?
Right.
So that's point number one. And algorithms, because it's very ML pricing and everything which is just at the back. Yeah, that is something that players lack. The other stuff, just let's say target could be a marketplace platform. Let's say like ShipRocket, Page or whatever, yeah? They also just fit our we might just like be there. Or any other retail company, like let's say Apollo Pharmacy Wellness, when they need their own delivery, because
Right.
actually they do a lot. And who knows, they might have. Or EV company, because EV, it's also just kind of chapter, yeah? So
Yes.
currently it's very much popular in India, and it might be also. So that's actually how I see it. Who might actually want to take that bride?
So we talk a lot about the food delivery business over here, and that has been, well, in a sense, monopolized by Swiggy and Zomato. So to that extent, when you talk about the specificity in terms of what is getting delivered, how it's getting delivered, and how much time it's getting delivered, there is always going to be that focus on the quick deliveries within a city, because like I found out for myself that I forget something, and I do that very often. I need quick delivery, right? So quickly get on the app and have that delivered. So in terms of the need-based nature, you know, that need gap that you spot when good businesses are built, you find a good need gap and then you fill it. So to that extent, there is a specificity that works in the food delivery business as opposed to what works in your business.
Yeah.
How would you define that?
Food delivery business is actually a red ocean. Swiggy, Zomato, they're extremely good. Yeah, and I leave that space to them. We try just to be there. We are not good at that. So we understood that, we stepped out, we told fairly and sincerely, that's not our business. Where we want to be is actually, it's also food, but not just food on the platform. That's actually
Right.
those housewives that cook, or small, just let's say shops, cafes, restaurants that need that delivery, but they don't need it just like a platform delivery, yeah?
Right.
So that's a kind of differentiator.
So there is this big differentiation that I see, and you've kind of stuck to it, but you know, there are always the ones that come and disrupt your business. Like right now, even for Swiggy and Zomato, you're talking about a Rapido. So I'm just wondering, I asked you about the disruption bit, but when you talk about your own business and from all the experience that you've gathered over the kind of different models in the delivery business, what do you think it's going to take to be a good disruptor? Is it going to be led by technology? Is it going to be led by pricing? What is going to really drive big disruption in the kind of business model that you've created?
I think it will be technology, or any just, let's say, external fact that might impact, like in 2020, lockdown and COVID. So who knows which might come in externally, and we should react and actually give our, just let's say, answer to that, or technology like AI or whatever, yeah? Because actually, you know, just like, again, everybody thinks that in logistics and last mile delivery, there's nothing that might be disrupted.
Right.
And we were on the same opinion before 2020. But that thing happened,
And yet here we
everybody
are.
reacted, yeah. So same here, yeah. I'm not a predictor. I might not tell you what it might be, but we should be ready to any just external disruption and any disruption which is somehow connected to tech.
Well, for disruptions and the fine kind of businesses that are getting generated out of that need that is generated from time to time. You talked about external disruption, and that's a big piece. But looking ahead now, in terms of where you're headed in your journey, in this entire scope of activity that you've been involved in DHL in the past, and you've been in the logistics business for a long time, Alina, what's
Yes.
next for you? If this bride is ready and is going to go away, what is next that you're aiming for?
I think it could be a kind of well thought or well mixed joint thing like, let's say, either it could be an AI, a company with some AI, yeah, or just let's say gamification, yeah, or something like that. I still see that there should be some disruption in the tech space, where just let's say the idea is that, let's say the courier doesn't look at the app or whatever, yeah, just like it's led by AI, and everything is just managed by that. Yeah, so, or just let's say most people tell about robot delivery.
Right.
Yeah? In Russia, just we have them. We have them in the streets. Robots deliver. Yeah, it's so funny just to see how people actually deal with them. They help them to cross the roads.
Yes.
Yeah, when it's stuck in snow, it's just like amazing. So might be it's the next chapter. I really wonder
The
whether
humans are helping the robots.
Right, yes.
Yes, to make the deliveries. Yes, we've seen them in many cities. I was on the West Coast in America as well, and on campuses, etc. People are ordering food and it's getting delivered on robots, and you find yourself making way for them as they pass,
Right.
etc. You're dealing with them as
Yes.
people. So yes, there are ways and means in which we are going to see technology really change the game in so many businesses, not least of which would be the fast delivery business, something that many fast-paced cities like Mumbai need, and that's where we started out. I'm going to wish you the very best on this journey, Alina. It's such a pleasure talking to you and getting your insights into this business. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. It was my pleasure.
You need to say that in Hindi because I know you've picked up a few words here.
Okay, so I need a shukra, right? Shukra?
It's shukriya.
Shukriya, 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 shukriya.
Dhanyawad.
Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you for being
Thank
with
you
us
a
on
lot.
NDTV Profit.
Thanks
All the best.
a lot. Thanks a lot, Vikramji.